Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland.
There will be lots of drama, that is for sure. The gloves are off.
Jetzt aber Attacke da vorne. Da musst du alles auf den Punkt bringen.
Oh my goodness!
Und da geht einer massiv fliegen.
What an amazing move!
Schöneren Rennsport.
Race 11 of a 16-race season. Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. Hello everybody, welcome along to the Sachsenring. When this season started way back in April at Imola, we said it had all the makings of a classic. We were not wrong. At the moment, the points championship is absolutely level. Robert de Haan and Alessandro Ghiretti are joint first place with 163 points. They are some 43 points clear of Ariel Levy, who is in third place in the championship. This one is going to go all the way down to the wire. And each driver, not really able to afford a non-finish. For this, the first of two races this weekend, it's Flint Schering, the teammate to Alessandro Ghiretti, who starts on pole position. It's his fourth pole position in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. He's had 3 wins so far, must be in a very good position to make it 4. But alongside him is one of the 2 drivers that is leading the championship. Alessandro Ghiretti, it is a Schumacher CLRT front row lockout, the French driver who starts P2 on the grid. There's your confirmation. Alessandro Ghiretti, Robert de Haan, joint at the top of the points. But don't think that Ariel Levy, Theo Overhaus, Huub van Eindhoven, Cas Havercourt, or indeed pole sitter Flint Schering are out of the equation, because it only needs Alessandro Ghiretti and Robert de Haan to maybe carry on what has been going on all season long, maybe record non-finish, maybe pick up a penalty, and suddenly this championship could be turned on its head. The battle between these 2 drivers has been ongoing all season long, not just in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, but also in the Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup. In fact, the 2 drivers were taking their Nordschleife permit together, along with Michelle Gatting, who was the last female registered driver for a full season back in 2014 in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. But last week, Alessandro Ghiretti and Robert de Haan were all running in the same team, getting their Nordschleife permit. I think Michelle Gatting was acting as something as a peacemaker between these 2 drivers. They are certainly in opposing teams here this weekend at this unique circuit. And of course, it's not just the overall championship that we're looking at. We're also looking at the rookie standings. Sasha Norden leading Joe Warhurst by 15 points. Joe, who had a great time at the Nürburgring, closing in on that rookie championship lead. In the Pro-Am race, Michael Schrei has opened up a 20-point gap over Ahmed Al-Shihab. Al-Shihab, who's picked up a grid penalty for this race, starts stone last, so he's got a lot of work to do as well. We've got a big crowd of people in here at the Sachsenring this weekend. We're part of the DTM package. Usually, the weather here is scorching hot. Not so much today. Air temperature 15 degrees centigrade. Track temperature 16.1. This rather unusual circuit, it is an absolute favourite on the calendar. Drivers tend to either love it or hate it. It is a circuit that bites hard. It's a real tyre eater here at the Sachsenring. Very high-speed corners. Also an abrasive circuit, and tyre wear is always an issue. And in this race, actually having some grip when we get towards the checkered flag is going to be critical. We've seen drivers who have led the race here in years gone by and then have lost it in the closing stages because they've used up too much of their tyres in the race. We run rather unusually in an anti-clockwise direction as well. The circuit is nicknamed the Mini Nordschleife for very good reason. Lots of undulation, lots of blind crests, lots of ups, lots of downs. It is an epic circuit. We love coming here. We're just on the outskirts of Chemnitz in Saxony. A circuit that is well known actually for motorcycle racing for much of the year, but when Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany comes here, it is always spectacular. 13 turns, 4 to the right and 6 to the left. The gradient of 12.8% at the steepest point. So the cars now starting on their formation lap, getting the heat into the tyres, getting them into that operating window. And this is going to be something very spectacular. It's Flint Schuring who starts on that pole position, his first ever pole position. Alessandro Ghiretti making it a Schumacher CLRT front row lockout. Ariel Levy and Huber Eindhoven on row 2. Good qualifying from both of them. On row 3, Robert de Haan, the other of the championship leaders, has Cas Havercourt for company. He had a good qualifying session yesterday afternoon as well. On row 4 of the grid is the winner from last time out at the Nürburgring, Alex Tauscher. He will have Marvin Klein for company, and then behind them Theo Overhaus and the pole sitter for the rookies, Sasha Norden, who will line up next on the grid. Then we will have Joe Warhurst, and he and Sasha Norden had quite the battle at Nürburgring last time out, and Joe Warhurst, who took his second rookie win of the season at the Nürburgring, fancies another taste of that, and he has certainly found a lot of pace as this season has gone on. He's stepped up his game and really is ready to take the battle to Sasha Norden. Behind them is Janis Stiak. He, along with Theo Overhaus, were first-time winners this time last year. They both took their debut wins in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany last year. At this event, Janis Stiak still holding the record as the youngest ever winner in this series. Then is Gianluca Tuccirogu and Senna van Serlen, Jan Seifert, Keanu Blum. Matheus Ferreira, not the best to qualify for him. He's quite a long way back, ahead of Sebastian Freimut and Jonas Greif. And then on pole for the Pro-Am, Søren Spreng with Mikael Schrei just behind him. Then it's Michael Esman, Sam Shaheen, great to welcome him back. Christoph Langer, a regular visitor to Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. Great to have Christoph back on the grid as well. And then bringing it up the rear, Ahmed Al-Shihab. He's got a lot of work to do because Michael Schrei, his main championship rival in the Pro-Am Championship, is starting 4 places ahead of him. So lots of battles to be keeping an eye on. Remember, we have the overall championship, we have the team championship, but we also have a rookie championship and a Pro-Am championship. So lots to be keeping our eyes on in this race 11 of a 16 race season. The first of 2 races here at the Sachsenring this weekend. Precision is absolutely everything. Great camera shot there through the wall in the paddock as Flint Schuring gets the car in exactly the right position. Now, getting around this first corner is going to be the first challenge. It's downhill, it's tight, it's windy in the first section before they then open up. Having got around turn 3, it'll be up over the brow of a blind crest and then the really fast part of the circuit. This is a challenge for man and machine. This is the Sachsenring, and now we have clearance from the back. Are you ready? 30 minutes plus 1 lap of racing ahead of us. 5 red lights on, 5 red lights off, and we are go at the Sachsenring. Flint Schuring moves across to try and block his teammate Alessandro Ghiretti, with 2 wheels onto the dirt. Flint Schuring on the outside, almost lost that lead. Ghiretti trying to come through. There's a lot of cars fighting further back. Joe Warhurst off into the gravel, not what he needs in his quest for the rookie title. That's a disastrous start for Joe. He's managing to keep it going, so I don't think we're going to need a safety car, but he'll be very grumpy about that. And that is Ariel Levy, who started 3rd on the grid, pointing in the wrong direction as well. So all sorts of drama. I said that getting around that first corner was going to be the biggest challenge to start off with. That's exactly what the case was. So at the moment, it is Schumacher CLRT 1 and 2. Flint Schuring, Alessandro Ghiretti, Ariel Levy having been deposited out of that position. That moves Robert de Haan up a position as well. Huber Eindhoven in that 3rd place. So the cars starting to settle down. The incident involving Ariel Levy and an incident involving Joe Warhurst. Now, whether those were connected or not, we'll have to look at some replays for that, but they are all under investigation. We got a safety car out. Safety car is out, so the cars will be brought down to single file, a much slower speed. So clearly, there are cars stranded or there's debris. We saw Joe Warhurst getting it going. Now, did Ariel Levy manage to get it to safety as well? We'll find out in a few moments, but at the moment the safety car is out. Cars will be into single file. So, Flint Schuring, it was a scary moment off the line. Alessandro Ghiretti almost beating him into turn one with a couple of wheels onto the grass. I did say to Flint Schuring yesterday, I'm like, well, will you be giving any space to Alessandro Ghiretti because he's in the championship hunt? And Flint Schuring's answer was something along the lines of, not on your life. Right, let's have a look here. You can see, yeah, well, there was no love lost there, was there? Flint Schuring trying to shut the door into turn one. Ghiretti had got his nose in, then he got a couple of wheels onto the grass as well. Right, further back, looked like Sasha Norden had got into another car that had rebounded into Joe Warhurst. So this is the view from Joe Warhurst. He's on the outside there. It's a lock-up from Norden, and that bounced Marvin Klein into Joe Warhurst by the looks of things. Such a shame for Joe. He'd had such a good qualifying session. So looking here at a different view of that, and you can see Sasha Norden there locking up, Marvin Klein locking up as well, going straight on. And Theo Overhaus went wide as well. On board with Mikael Schrei, and there he could see Warhurst disappearing off like a rocket to the left. So a lot of bumping and barging, and that is where Ariel Levy got turned around. So he got together on the Castellomega turn with Alessandro Ghiretti. Ghiretti taking a very tight line into turn three, Castellomega, trying to make up the position, and Ariel Levy getting spat out. Now the stewards are going to take a look at that. Safety car is in on this lap, by the way, and in fact we are green already. I didn't take long, did it? So we are back racing once again. Out across the line we come. Robert de Haan challenging his Dutch countryman, goes to the outside, ducks to the inside. Huub van Eindhoven has it covered off at the moment. Now Robert de Haan has that gap on the inside. Huub van Eindhoven went very deep into the corner, so de Haan trying to slot through. I think Robert de Haan got into an awful lot of trouble with the stewards at the Nürburgring last time out, and maybe just taking a little bit of a chill pill here and remembering that you can't win the race in the opening few minutes, but you can most certainly lose it. So he got damage to the car trying to come through the pack in race 2 at the Nürburgring last time out. Thinking of the bigger picture, maybe Robert de Haan being just a little bit more philosophical about pushing his way through the pack. At the moment, it's Flint Schuring who leads the way. Alessandro Ghiretti in second. Huub van Eindhoven in third. Robert de Haan in fourth. Had a Cas Havercourt and Alex Tauscher winner last time out. The incident between car 46 and 24, Cas Havercourt and Robert de Haan, is noted. Now, it looks to me like it was Huub van Eindhoven that he got together with, but that may have been a separate incident. In the rookie race, Sasha Norden has got a real get-out-of-jail card here because he is in 10th place, and with Joe Warhurst somewhere near the very back of the pack, he's not really under threat there. Matheus Ferreira, though, will be trying to barge his way through the pack. Matheus, who runs for Target Competition, the blue and white cars that you see on your screen there, they all look fairly similar. There's Marvin Klein in the number 3 car. He's back down in 15th place, so he's had a bit of a rubbish start as well. And there's Joe Warhurst with Ahmed Al-Shihab. Both drivers second in their respective championships, and both having to fight their way through from the back of the pack. Some great camera angles here at the Sachsenring. Down we come, down the hill towards turn 7, out towards turn 8. Right, having a look at a replay here. That's Jan Seifert in the number 98 car, and that is somebody's splitter disappearing off up into the air. So whoever's splitter that was, they're going to have some handling difficulties there. That's Keanu Blum taking a little shortcut across the corner, dragging some gravel onto the track as well. That is a section of the circuit that is nicknamed the Waterfall. Heading towards the fastest point of the track, you can see why why it is called the waterfall. I ran down it last night. I tell you what, it is proper steep. It's turn 11. The cars reach about 250 kilometers an hour at the bottom of that, and then it's heavy braking into turn 12, the left-hander. So we're riding on board as we head along the pit straight in towards turn 1. Robert de Haan just being maybe a little bit more cautious than we are used to him being. He's just picked up a bit of dirt into the corner there. Nice tight line, no issues at all. Just ahead of him, Huub van Eindhoven. How hard is Robert de Haan going to push? He knows that his main championship rival's up in second place at the moment. Right, no further action for the incident involving Ariel Levy. So we saw him getting together on the Castellomega turn with Alessandro Ghiretti. The race directors have said it was a racing incident. They've also said the same about the incident where Joe Warhurst disappeared into the gravel trap. So both of those have been declared as racing incidents. There's also one between Gianluca Tucciaroglu and Keanu Blum. We might have just witnessed that on screen. That is now being noted by our race director as well, Lucas Stegner. I tell you what, he does a great job trying to keep this lot in order. As we look at Joe Warhurst, a thoroughly fed up look in his eyes, I think that would be, having done such a sterling job in qualifying. He was buzzing after that win at the Nürburgring in the rookie category as he sails past Mikael Essmann and up into 22nd place. So that was his second rookie win at the Nürburgring last time out. He really felt as though he had just found a little bit more edge in that car. In the number 95, the Cap C coating Team Proton Huber Competition Porsche. It's a good point now just to say thank you to Christoph Huber for everything he has done for Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany over the years. Has decided now is the time to step away from racing, and we just want to say thank you to Christoph Huber for many, many years of entertainment, and we know that Proton Huber Competition will continue as we look on. Now that was a car pointing in the wrong direction that has just gone past. Who was that? That is Jonas Greif. Meanwhile, car 91 has to fall back behind 42, so Gianluca Tucciaroglu has been instructed to fall back behind Keanu Blum, so that'll be back into 12th place, and that was Jonas Greif. Coming to Greif in the number 4 car. We saw him in ADAC GT Masters last year, a little bit of a foray into something different. Might have wished he'd stayed there, I think. That's how the exit of the Castellomega turn. I'll tell you what, that's going to wake you up a bit when you see the rest of the field coming past you. Flat out, you can see the whites of his eyes, couldn't you? Right, well, he's rejoined, kept it out of the barrier, so all's good. Although he now drops to the back of the pack. Our race leader is Flint Schuring with Alessandro Ghiretti, championship leader in second place. There's confirmation that Tucciaroglu has to fall back behind Keanu Blum. The target cars fighting amongst each other. Janis Stiak in the number 40 car, who took his maiden win in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany here last year. Currently in 7th place. Another first-time winner last time, and this time last year was Theo Overhaus, and he is in 8th place in the number 34 car. Behind him, he has Sasha Norden, the driver who is leading the rookie championship. I spoke to Sasha yesterday. I said, do you like it here at the Sachsenring? He says, doesn't matter whether I like it or not, I'm here to embrace it and to win. There's a fighting talk if ever I heard it. Look at the dust. Somebody picking up some dirt as it trails across the track. Alex Tauscher, winner last time out. And Senna van Serlen. Senna van Serlen now up a position. So that's up into 7th place for Senna van Serlen. So good job from him. Had very much of an up and down season. I think he expected more. 7th place, a little bit more what he was hoping for, I think. The Porsche Junior, Theo Overhaus, to the inside of Alex Tauscher, wondering whether it might have been Tauscher's splitter that we saw going south earlier on in the race, because he clearly has some pace issues in the number 13 car. Now easy prey to Sasha Norden as well. Tauscher looking like he is just holding on to the end of the race. Certainly the car not running as he would expect, the number 13 car. So Sasha Norden looking good to re-extend his championship lead in the rookies. It was closed up at the Nürburgring, courtesy of Joe Warhurst. And what a battle that was between Sasha and Joe in the rookie standings. But now with Joe, well, he's made it back up into 18th place, and that's Marvin Klein, who's retired to the pits. A driver who came into this season very much as one of the championship favourites, came into this race some 66 points back in 7th place, and this will have done his championship chances no good whatsoever, and I think probably moving him out of contention for any kind of challenge on the championship. But still plenty of time to go in this race. We've got Flint Scheuring leading the joint championship leader, Alessandro Ghiretti, by 0.8 of a second. That's what 0.8 looks like. Huub van Eindhoven, solid job from him. Still looking for that second win in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. Feels like a long time coming. And he is in 3rd place. Robert de Haan, certainly not as punchy as we've come to expect from Robert de Haan, but maybe that's not a bad thing when you've got a championship to think of. The clouds up above are a bit dark. We are expecting some rain here at the Sachsenring today, but we're hoping that it's going to come once this race has finished. But de Haan looking, by my reckoning, a little bit vulnerable to Cas Havercourt, another driver who seems to be waiting an awful long time for that second win. So as a driver into the gravel trap, Michael Essmann, the driver who for a while this year was leading in the Pro-Am Championship, had that monumental crash at the Norris Ring. Pleased to say that he has recovered from that, but finding the Sachsenring a bit of a challenge. Looks like unaided into the gravel trap, just getting it wrong, locking up. Keeps it going though, as was the case with this. Well, Joe Warhurst is looking on, going, oh, that's what I did a few laps back. So he sails past. That's another place picked off for Joe. So Joe continues to move his way up to 18th place. So good job. His nearest challenger in the rookies is Matheus Ferreira, who's all the way up in 13th place at the moment. So still a lot of work to do for Joe Warhurst, but we've got 16 3/4 minutes remaining of this race. The leader in the Pro-Ams, I'm almost scared to say it, Søren Spreng, has had the year to forget so far. The defending, two-time defending Pro-Am champion, currently leading in the Pro-Ams in 16th place. Second in the Pro-Ams is the Pro-Am leader, Michael Schrei. He's up to 18th, having just been passed by Joe Warhurst. So Warhurst up to 17th place, man. Sometimes it takes a little moment like that just to allow the red mist to descend slightly. And certainly Joe Warhurst, man on a mission as he's closing in. Up into 17th place he comes. There's Ariel Levy, who had that moment earlier on. He's in 15th place, so a lot further back than he would have liked. And a bit of a wild ride there. That's Sebastian Freimuth. Maybe a little bit of contact between the two cars, maybe not. Freimuth, solid job in 14th place. You could see this was going into turn 3. Ariel Levy had a little look. Maybe a little bit of contact between the two. Søren Spreng was in there as well. Sebastian Freimuth now succumbing to the pressure of Ariel Levy, a driver who has missed the consistency. Not often you see him pointing in the wrong direction, and he'll be thoroughly grumpy about that, as indeed will be his legion of supporters. Gianluca Tucciaroglu in the very distinctive pink and white car, 12th place. Good job from Gianluca Tucciaroglu. The videos of him going 3 abreast down this part of the track this time last year have been replayed many, many times. And he clearly loving this, although he's got Matheus Ferreira behind him. And the number 27 car with the Brazilian driver at the wheel, we're putting the pressure on. Sebastian Freimuth also feeling pressure. Søren Spreng, leader in the Pro-Am. Søren needs to get this one home and not make contact, not end up in the gravel trap. His main challenger is Michael Schrei, who's a couple of places behind him, although he'll want to try and get past Sebastian Freimuth and get clear of him and pick up that maximum points haul in the Pro-Am race. And there was a little bit of contact with Sebastian Freimuth, maybe a little bit of a nudge into the corner. So Søren Spreng needing to be careful. That was out of turn 1. Needs to be careful not to pick up any issues there. Right, that's Michael Essmann So second half of this season not going as planned. Michael Esman into the pits. Esman, who was 33 points in the Pro-Am standings, 33 points back from Michael Schrei coming into this race. So that is going to open up significantly if things stay as they are. Right, Robert de Haan under pressure from Cas Havercourt. Now, what is going on with Robert de Haan? Has he got an issue? Is he just biding his time? Is he saving the car? But certainly, the gap between him and Huber Eindhoven is up to 2.8 seconds. That's how far ahead Huber Eindhoven is. So de Haan looking very vulnerable to Cas Havercourt. So he continues out towards turn 7, fourth gear turn, taken about 175 kilometers an hour. Then it's a little squirt of the throttle up to turn 8. That's a fourth gear corner. Then it's a steep climb up towards turn 9 and 10. Up over the blind crest, up to about 170 kilometers an hour before down this section here, the waterfall, turn 11. And it's the steep downhill. Then the heavy braking from 250 kilometers an hour down to third gear. And then it's a climb up towards turn 13. It's a left-hand turn, but it's a blind crest and a turn, a really tricky corner to get right. And de Haan able to break clear on the faster section from Cas Havercourt, but starts to look vulnerable when we get into the windier section, sector 1, in towards turn 1 here. It's a great view of turn 1. That's quite a downhill section. The right-hander into the left, and then down to the fairly distinctive Castrol Omega turn with the clump of trees in the middle. And then round Castrol Omega, they come second gear at about 86 kilometers an hour, about to be precise. Then it's up over the crest, and that's Matheus Ferreira, the rookie driver. He's also found the gravel trap. I did mention earlier, this is a track that does tend to bite quite hard. It really tests man and machine. I say man and machine because a quick note to say we are missing our only lady driver here, and Amélie de Hoos, as we look at Matheus Ferreira, just got it all wrong under braking into turn 1. And we say to Amélie de Hoos, I know she's unwell at the moment, as having to sit out this weekend. Get well soon, Amélie. Hope to see you back on the grid before too long. It means that we've only actually got 3 rookies in the race, and Joe Warhurst has just been gifted second place in the rookie race, I think, because of Joe Warhurst's because of Matheus Ferreira's little excursion into the gravel. So Joe, I think, is going to have moved up into second. Yes, he has, in the rookie race. So it's certainly coming back to Joe. A little bit of patience there and pushing forwards. Looking down from turn 1, it's Flint Schering who leads Alessandro Ghiretti. We've not seen much of them because they are separated by 1.931, and Ghiretti is about 8, nearly 9/10 clear of Huber Eindhoven. Now Gianluca Tucciaroglu, Ariel Levy, a bit of contact there from Ariel Levy. Tucciaroglu locks up into turn 1. I think there might have been a little bit of interaction between those two cars. Tucciaroglu gathers it all up. Ariel Levy goes through almost before it's over. The message flashes up on my screen. It is under investigation by our race stewards. So they're going to take a look at that. Tucciaroglu keeps it out of the gravel. That's fairly important, but he drops in front of Søren Spreng, so that'll be 14th place. So Tucciaroglu may well be a bit grumpy about that. Now there's Joe Warhurst, who's caught up with Søren Spreng and Gianluca Tucciaroglu, past somebody's splitter at the side of the track. Happy days. Now Joe Warhurst has a little look to the inside of Søren Spreng. So lots of challenging further back, and Warhurst back into the points in the overall race and second in the rookie. So that's good stuff. I think Tucciaroglu might be struggling a bit there. Right, this is under braking into turn 1. Tucciaroglu was trying to defend. Feeling Ariel Levy moved out to try and move to the outside, and may have just had a little, what do we call, love tap? I don't know what you want to call it, but I should think the front tyres of the number 91 car are gonna be square-shaped by the end of this race, and lots of vibrations on a circuit where track and tyre wear is so important. So Tucciaroglu is probably going to be nursing those tyres home as best he can. Right, still Robert de Haan can't find a way through into 4th place. How hard is he going to push? This is Robert de Haan. That is, I believe that's de Haan that we're looking at, and CEST Havercourt there as well. And maybe, did he have a nose in front, out along the pit straight? It's a replay, this is, in towards turn one from the perspective of Robert de Haan looking at CEST Havercourt. At the moment, Havercourt has got the route past Robert de Haan, so Havercourt does find the route past. So Robert de Haan now back into 5th place. So Robert de Haan clearly struggling for pace in the number 46 car. Janis Stiak is about 2.3 seconds back from him. So looking reasonably secure there, but this is not the charge forwards that we were expecting from Robert de Haan. And there's Gianluca Tucciaroglu, who's probably decided to call it a day. You may well look at those tyres, because that's a hell of a flat spot. There's probably what he's thinking to himself at this moment. But Tucciaroglu joins the list of retirees along with Mikael Essmann and Marvin Klein as we look at the Castrol Omega Turn 3. 8 minutes remaining, plus the obligatory 1 lap of Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany here at the mighty Sachsenring at the Mini Nordschleife. The cars coming around the Castrol Omega turn. Flint Schöring leads the way from Alessandro Ghiretti, has not really looked under threat, having got round turn 1 in front, has broken clear, 2.139. Huber Eindhoven, the last of the podium runners. CEST Havercourt, having found that route past Robert de Haan, is up into 4th place. De Haan is now some 1 second back, so falling back into the clutches of Janis Stiak. Leading in the Pro-Ams, Søren Spreng in 15th overall. Leading in the rookies is Sasha Norden in 9th overall. Second in the rookies, Joe Warhurst in 14th overall. Second in the Pro-Ams is Michael Schrei in 17th overall. Completely out of order. Right, at turn 13, out along the pit straight, there's our race leader. Huber Eindhoven has kept Alessandro Ghiretti in sight. Now, I did mention early on, this is a track where tyre wear is critical, and this is the part of the race where any driver who's taken too much out of their tyres early on is going to start to feel it. We've seen it in the past where drivers have been leading by some distance, and then in the last 5 or 6 minutes, the tyres start to go away and they become vulnerable. So what has Alessandro Ghiretti got that he can defend that second place with? Every point is critical. And with Robert de Haan seemingly with some pace issues down in 5th place, Alessandro Ghiretti will really want to make hay while the sun shines. Ghiretti's last lap was a 1:24.371. Robert de Haan was a 1:24.595. So Ghiretti is the quicker of the 2 championship contenders. And you can see the gap with Huber Eindhoven, 1:24.1 last time around, so about 2/10 quicker than the car in front of him. So Huber Eindhoven may fancy an opportunity to move up a step on the podium, and Huber Eindhoven, let's not write him out of the championship quite yet. He is 5th at the moment. I mean, he's 56 points back, but you only need a couple of DNFs from the drivers at the top of the championship, and suddenly he's right back in the hunt. So every point is critical. Less than 5.5 minutes, plus 1 lap remaining of this race 11 of a 16-race season. Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. You can see that Alessandro Ghiretti has been the fastest man on the track. That is denoted by the little purple block next to his name, but that was back on lap 4, a 1:22.822 then. He is some 2 seconds a lap slower than that now, and that's what tyre degradation looks like here at the Sachsenring. Joe Warhurst has made his way back up into 14th place, but Norden still leads the way. Sasha Norden in the rookies, 9th place, and he will extend his lead in the rookie championship if he can keep things as they are for the next 4.5 minutes plus 1 lap. Michael Schrei will continue to lead in the Pro-Ams, although Søren Spreng currently 4th in the Pro-Am Championship, some 94 points back from Michael Schrei. So he really does have a steep mountain to climb to make it 3 in a row for the Pro-Am Championship. At the moment, Flint Scheuring never really looking under threat. Looking for his 4th ever win in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. Alessandro Ghiretti, now what's that flapping loose? I don't know what that is on the right rear quarter of Alessandro Ghiretti's car. I just saw that from the camera. I don't think it's anything too significant. It's just a panel potentially. Yeah, it's at the panel, a little vent on the right rear of the car that is just flapping a little bit loose. I don't think it's going to affect too much, but Huber van Eindhoven, you can see the gap evolution. 3.5 minutes remaining. Remember, Ghiretti cannot afford to chuck this one into the gravel. Huber van Eindhoven may be a little less cautious and may decide to throw the aforementioned caution to the wind because he knows that Ghiretti has a bigger picture to think of here. He has a championship lead that he is going to extend over Robert de Haan if things finish as they are now. But of course, if he ends up in the gravel trap, he's going to get no points at all. And Huber van Eindhoven may well be mindful of that. We've got 3 minutes remaining, plus 1 lap of this race. The incident between Gianluca Tucciaroglu and Ariel Levy has been reported to the stewards, so no decisions on that yet. I think that one may rumble on into the night once they've had a look at videos and things. There's 1st, 2nd, 3rd, gap back to 4th. There's 5th place now. De Haan clearly with issues. Certainly not the pace we expect from him. Starting to fall into the clutches of Janis Stierk, and I think De Haan will be quite happy to see the checkered flag. He's about 1.5 seconds clear of Janis Stierk. Stierk has got his own mirrors full of Senna van Serlen. So Serlen in 7th place. So Senna van Serlen just closing in on Janis Stierk, keeping the pressure on, but not looking like he's going to challenge at the moment. Here come the rest of the cars. There's another one. That's Sasha Norden into the gravel trap. The rookie championship leader into the gravel. Now, where is he rejoining? That's Joe Warhurst who's gone past. Unbelievably, having spent all that time in the Turn 1 gravel, Joe Warhurst jumps to the lead of the rookies. Sasha Norden, I don't know what happened there. This is very significant in the championship battle for the rookies because I think Joe Warhurst has just jumped, yes he has, into 13th place. This is Christmas come early for Joe. Sasha Norden down into 2nd. Now where is he in comparison to Matheus Ferreira? Ferreira just behind him. So that has really turned the rookies on its head. Søren Spring leads in the Pro-Am, so that's all as it was, but suddenly the rookies all turned upside down. What did we say about the Sachsenring? It's one that bites hard. The traction tends to slip away as the tyres wear down in this race at this circuit, and the tyres really do degrade very, very quickly. And there is the leader in the rookies, Joe Warhurst in 13th place. And that is quite something considering the race he has had so far. Søren Spring behind him. And then Matheus Ferreira. So Ferreira is a fair way back. 30 seconds of timed racing remaining. Our race leader, Flint Scheuring, is out of turn 11 towards turn 12 at the moment. And Norden, he's got a puncture. That's why he was off into the gravel. He's going to struggle. He's not even going to get the car home, is he? This is going to be high drama in the Rookie Championship. Sasha Norden with a left rear puncture. Now, whether that's what caused him to go into the gravel trap or whether going into the gravel trap caused the puncture, whichever way, it's going to be no points for Sasha Norden here in race 1 at the Sachsenring. And that is catastrophic for that championship lead that he had. So there you can see quite clearly the left rear tyre parting company with the left rear wheel. So that is a really significant moment, one that maybe Sasha Norden will look back on now. Is he going to try and keep the thing going? Alex Tauscher next into the gravel trap. The grip is running out for so many drivers. So Alex Tauscher was in 9th place. He's kept it going. I think he's lost too much ground. So Alex Tauscher, the next to lose the grip into turn 1. That's a replay. Behind him, was Keanu Bloom. I'm expecting that Bloom probably got past quite easily while we're looking at Tauscher. So many drivers getting caught out as the grip seeps away at the end of this race. Meanwhile, Flint Scheuring is on the final lap of the race. I think he's on the final lap of the race, or has he got one more? I didn't see whether the clock had struck 0 when he crossed the line, but now he's up into turn 13. He's out onto the pit straight, and now he will start his final lap. So he must have got to the line before the clock struck 0 last time around. So he now just has 3.5 kilometers between himself and a 4th ever win in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. Alessandro Ghiretti has certainly fended off Huber Van Eindhoven. Van Eindhoven, who's dropped back nearly 2 seconds from the second place Alessandro Ghiretti. Robert de Haan now looking vulnerable to Janis Stiak, so holding on to that 5th place for all he's worth. Janis Stiak, though, has closed right in. Try and find out what the issue was for Robert de Haan after the race is finished, but clearly not all going well in the number 46 car. That can't be said for Flint Scheuring, who has driven a fairly perfect race. There is Sasha Norden crawling around with the hazards on, and I think in the back of his mind he's thinking, if I can get this thing home, I can get the points for 3rd place. I don't know whether he's going to be able to manage that, though. The race stewards we'll be looking at the rule book to see whether the 3rd place points can be awarded. No issues, though, for Flint Scheuring. He's into turn 12 for the very last time. He's got to climb up the hill to turn 13. Out onto the pit straight. It's going to be a 4th ever win for Flint Scheuring, making it a Schumacher CLRT 1-2. Alessandro Ghiretti moves ahead in the championship with a solid 2nd place. The last of the podium position, sterling drive from Huber Van Eindhoven in 3rd, ahead of Cas Havercourt. Robert de Haan in 5th place. Feels a little bit like damage limitation for the driver that was the joint championship leader half an hour ago. Janis Stiak in 6th place, ahead of Senna Van Serlen. Theo Overhaus in 8th. 9th, Keanu Bloom. Alex Tauscher has dropped down to 10th, so only lost 1 place as a result of that excursion. Then Ariel Levy, Sebastian Freimut, Joe Warhurst taking a win in the rookies. I don't think he saw that one coming. Soren Spreng winning in the Pro-Am race in 14th place. 2nd in the Pro-Ams, Mikael Schrei. 3rd in the Pro-Ams, a podium. Haven't even mentioned Sam Shaheen yet. The furthest traveller to any race in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. Comes all the way from Australia to race here. And a podium position for Sam Shaheen. 3rd in the Pro-Ams, 16th overall. He said to me yesterday, this is one of the greatest circuits in the world, and he's proven that by bringing it home in a podium position. But what a solid job from Flint Scheuring once again. Maximum points for car number 12. It means that he is still in the championship hunt. It means that his teammate Alessandro Ghiretti moves clear at the top, though. So with Robert de Haan recording a 5th place, that will give him 11 points. There were 25 points for the win for Alessandro Ghiretti, so he will open up a 14-point lead at the top of the championship standings. With 5 races left in the season. Now, if things remain... Oh, dear, that says it all, doesn't it? That's very forlorn-looking Sasha Norden walking back to the paddock, and you could just see from his body language that he is thoroughly dejected, has not been able to get it home. The driver who has pretty well dominated the rookie championship so far this year, and it can all turn around so quickly. And Sasha will need to draw comfort from his driver coach, Larry Tenforder. Well, I can think of no better driver coach. That very same driver coach has coached that car there. Flint Scheuring, who is tutored by the most successful man in the history of Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, in the shape of Larry Tenforder. And if ever there was an advert for his driving academy, Flint Scheuring is it. Receives congratulations. And there's his brother, Maurice Scheuring, who's racing in DTM this weekend. Good job, man. who took his first win in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany a couple of years ago here at the Sachsenring, went on to win in Le Mans. Right, point standings there. I'm not entirely sure that ties up with what I've got. I make it a 14-point gap between de Haan and Ghiretti, but whichever way, Ghiretti is to the top of the championship standings. They both had 163, 163, 70, 74, yes, and 188 for Ghiretti. So I make it a 14-point lead, but whichever way, it is a lead in the championship for Alessandro Ghiretti. So, Huub van Eindhoven offering his congratulations. That's Huub's second podium of the year. He got a second place at the Norris Ring. Still looking for that elusive second win. Surely that is not long coming. He won at Hockenheim at the end of the season last year and is definitely due another win soon. But the two Schumacher CLRT cars, there's Alessandro Ghiretti. Would have liked to have stood on the top step, but it's all about consistency. It's all about those podium finishes, those points hauls. And Alessandro Ghiretti, one of the two Porsche juniors, receives his congratulations from the team. Bit of a debrief going on there as well, I think. So if all things remain as they are, I believe that tomorrow, for the second race of the weekend, we will see Alessandro Ghiretti and Robert de Haan starting on the front row. Stand by for action. At the moment, though, I'll focus on race 11. Flint Schering, Alessandro Ghiretti, Huub van Eindhoven, your 1-2-3 ahead of Cas Havercourt, Robert de Haan, Janis Stiak, Senna van Serlen, Theo Overhaus rounding out the top 8 in 9th place. Keanu Blum, and that equals his best ever finish. He's had a couple of 9th places already, Keanu Blum has, so I think that's his third 9th place finish. 10th, Alex Tauscher, who's clearly having some issues there. Ariel Levy, he'll be disappointed with 11th ahead of Sebastian Freimut. Winner in the rookies, despite an extended period in the gravel, Joe Warhurst. And winner in the Pro-Am, Søren Spreng ahead of Michael Schrei and Sam Shaheen. Jan Seifert in 17th place. Mathieu Ferreira, fairly quiet day, but he still gets second in the rookies. Ahead of Jonas Greif, Ahmed Al-Shihab, Christoph Langer. And in 22nd place, Sasha Norden, 3 laps down. So you could see that the championships are all very, very wide open. Now, I would need to refer to the rule book to find out whether Sasha Norden will get the points for 3rd place in the rookies or not. So we'll TBC on that one. But Joe Warhurst certainly got the 25. Huub van Eindhoven will get points in the overall championship for 3rd. And that will be 16 points added to his championship haul, his 107 that he had coming into this race. Alessandro Ghiretti will now move clear in the overall championship. So now he leads in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany and Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup ahead of Robert de Haan. But of course, we've seen it before. It can all turn around in the second race of the weekend. Flint Schering keeps himself well in touch with the championship, taking his 4th win in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. And that is his 3rd win this year. He took 1 last year, of course. Good stuff. So, Sachsenring, tough circuit. One that is a challenge for both the drivers and the cars. We saw so many drivers just running out of grip as the race went on, as the tyre degradation kicked in. And those gravel traps are pretty unforgiving. So as we now wait for the drivers to make their way up to the podium, out alongside the paddock, up above the pit garages. And the 3 of them will be up there very, very shortly. And be ready to receive their trophies. So the championship now moving the way of Alessandro Ghiretti, but tomorrow it's Robert de Haan who will start on that pole position with Ghiretti alongside him. And the biggest challenge is going to be, well, the first challenge for sure, that turn you're looking at there, turn 1. It's a right-hander, it's downhill, and it's very, very tight. And Ghiretti, well, if it's all level as they come into turn 1, he's going to be on the outside of Robert de Haan. It'll be interesting to see how that one shakes out. Right, well, we see cars just coming round. Oh, that's the 1, 2, 3 just coming round into Parc Fermé. Hopefully, we're going to see the drivers on the podium in just a few minutes. And we can see the, oh, there they are. So we'll be ready to receive the trophies. Now, I think we're going to have a fairly historic moment here in the trophy presentation, because I believe that Maurice Schering is going to be presenting the winner's trophy. And I think it'll be the first time in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany that a brother has ever presented a trophy to another brother. So if that all shakes out, a little useless statistic there for you. There's Toby Shimon, the face of the ADAC. If you come and visit here ever, you'll see his face on the screens of Fan TV. Talking to Michael Schrei, the driver who continues to lead the way in the Pro-Am Championship. Takes him a few moments to get up the steps to the podium. And then they will get their trophies in just a few minutes. So here we go then.
Porsche Sixt Carrera Deutschland hier auf dem Sachsenring und starten durch mit unserem Drittplatzierten. Wir dürfen gerne von der rechten Seite kommen. Wir können von der rechten Seite. Starten wir durch. Hier kommt
So it's Huber Eindhoven, the Dutch driver, a regular face on the podium, still looking for that second win. Surely that's going to be coming soon. In second place, moving to the top of the championship, the Porsche Junior, Alessandro Ghiretti. But from the Netherlands, taking the top step of the podium, his 4th win ever in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, his 3rd win this year, Flint Schering. We'll get the race engineer, Benjamin Flock, from Schumacher CLRT, who'll receive a trophy on behalf of the team. Happy, I think. And now we'll pause for the national anthem. So there is Maurice Schering, the brother of Flint. So this is an historic moment, isn't it? First, he's going to present the 3rd place trophy to Huber Eindhoven. Project Manager Customer Sport, Torsten Rucker, presenting the 2nd place trophy. And now Maurice, not only is Flint his brother, they are absolute best mates. They share a house in Amsterdam together. And now Maurice presents the trophy to Flint for the win. And of course, the trophy to Schumacher CLRT as well. I do hope you've enjoyed this, the first of 2 races this weekend at the Sachsenring. The best bit of all is we get to do it all again tomorrow. At about 11:15 local time, we'll be on air for the second race of the weekend here at the Sachsenring. Be sure to join us then. We'll see you tomorrow for the next race in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany 2025.